The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while
This is the show where we go deep into the tarot. We're looking deep into it for your love life, for your individual signs, which we pick out of a solo cup. And of course, we're also looking at it for the collective. We're here at highvibe.tv, where of course you can check out all of our awesome content. We have a subscription service with exclusive content and of course special videos and of course awesome free content like this, which we put out on YouTube. And of course we put out on the apps and the website, High Vibe TV. So check it out. And check out my Venus video, especially this relationship thing's gotten really funky. I know y'all feeling it. It's getting really weird. So actually this show is even more potent than ever, and especially that video that'll help you understand that we are not out of the woods yet. We got Craig in the house. What's going on, Craig?
What's going on, Mr. Palmer? How's everyone doing out there? It's a beautiful week we've got going on, I'd say.
It looks funny without a painting behind you now.
I know. Well, Kim had a gig, so she's got the easel, and I didn't want to just like post up one of her paintings behind me without it being secured. So
that's probably pretty
we're going
smart.
all black.
Since there's been a lot of weird things been going on lately when it comes to tech issues and stuff. It's been kind of weird, but this show is really fun because not only do we look at the cards, of course, we got these astro dice. And I'm really interested because I'm really, to be honest, and I'll say on a personal level, very confused when it comes to relationships right now in life. It's a very weird place. So, you know, the first thing that we do on this show is we look at the collective. Now, today, of course, I've changed, and I always change every week the cards, where this week I'm going to do the Sacred Symbols Oracle first. I'm going to use the challenge as the Golden Tarot. We're going to use the Enchanted deck as how to get through that challenge. And then we've got this overall, which I'll use the Black Moon Astrology cards as the overall. So I think that this is going to make things pretty interesting and potent, to say the least. How are you feeling, Craig, with life?
I'm feeling pretty good. As you know, I'm heading out to Denver on Thursday, one of my favorite states in this beautiful nation of ours, going to Red Rocks all weekend. So going to go check out one of my favorite producers, musical creators. He goes by the name of Grizz. So Grant, if you catch this, hit me up. Chief Mojo Rising with 2 E's, brother. Let's kick it.
Isn't this like his last show there?
Supposedly it is. But you can't get mad at me. It's a beautiful venue. It's one of my favorite venues. But he thinks that he's outgrown it a little bit. So we'll see what he's got in store.
Boom.
I'm pretty damn excited.
Yeah, and I'm taking this Labor Day kind of as a true Labor Day, as like taking some time off.
That's good, brother.
I know.
Take a little time to relax.
I know. I'm ready for it. Now, let's see what we got going on with this collective energy going on. I'm pretty interested. I have no idea what's coming. I mean, astrologically, there's a lot. There's a new moon this week, of course. There's Venus trine Uranus today. There's Mars going to trine Uranus. There's Venus and Saturn that are going to be linking up at the end of this week. We got Sun and Mars this week. We got a lot. Deep astrology is going to be pretty gnarly tomorrow. But let's see what the tarot has to say for the collective for this week. All right. First card that we got for this collective energy is the healer. So I think relationships that are going to come into our lives this week, or existing ones that you might be partnering or anything, there's a lot of healing that has to happen. So, and this could even start at the beginning of the week, some sort of healing happening, but anything going on relationship-wise is definitely going to be bringing up a lot of things, whether that's triggers or whether that's situations that need to be healed or past situations that need to be dealt with. So I think that this is a good thing. The Eye of Horus, of course, like there's a lot that's going to be very clear. And clearing is healing, I think. You know, it's one thing, like when you finally understand everything, any kind of trauma or any kind of issue or anything that is uncertain definitely gets healed. So I think that this is going to bring the clarity we need in our life with relationships collectively this week. But there's definitely a healing aspect to things, and to kind of take that aspect and understand, like, it's not a negative one, or it's not some sort of, you know, sometimes, I don't know, healing can be kind of weird. Like, one, it could just be like, okay, well, we understand this now and that's done, to, wow, needed to heal myself through you. It could be a new situation and we're both healing each other, and whoa, there's a lot that's going to be going on here. There's a lot that needs to be kind of repaired here, big time. The challenge card that we got is the Eight of Wands. So, yeah, wow. This card is all about moving directions, a lot of arrows moving in the right direction, but with the challenge, it's like maybe our own idea of how we want it to look in relationships right now, it's just not going in that direction, and it's because there's healing that needs to take place first in order for that to happen. So don't be frustrated right now about where you're at right now in your life in partnerships, relationships, especially romantically, as the direction and where you've thought and where you've wanted things to go really aren't there, because there's some sort of major karma and releasing and some figuring out of things that need to take place before that can happen. Because on the other side of that, we got the faith. So we got to have this faith in our life. We got to find that all avenues are going to lead in the right direction if we just trust the way that things are going right now. I think that the more that we allow things to happen, and they'll go the right direction. If some aspect is trying to come into your life or something, like, where are the blocks? I think that this is removing blocks, because if we really think about this Eight of Wands, it's all about moving forward with no blocks. But having this in the challenge position means blocks. There's a lot of blocks between the faith and whether or not something can come in our life and actually heal us in the great way. So this is us really focusing on a lot of blockages that are happening intimately or in our heart space in a very intense way. Our overall that we got is the 12th house, wow, of escape. So we are trying to find a much more mystical aspect, a much more beautiful aspect in things. And I think that these are blocks, right? 12th house definitely deals with subconscious blocks, subconscious triggers. And so I really am looking at this as positive, but it is going to kind of feel like, well, everybody's a little lost right now, and a lot of it is lost in why the blocks are there and why they're there, because there's a lot of healing that has to take place, or something has to be cleared, or maybe you're blocking something beautiful to come in that will heal you, and have faith and trust that that will. Like, that faith in allowing things to be as they are, to move, and to truly connect to a better place. I think we're trying to almost over glamorize maybe some situations into some sort of escape that maybe that'll heal us or something, when really it's more like, no, what are you blocking? That's what you want to get to the bottom of this week, definitely. Where are the blockages? And blockages don't mean necessarily like this aspect of like, oh, I'm just blocked so I can't do something. It's more like, where you blocked from allowing something in, where you blocked to where you're like, you know what, I don't feel this, I don't want this, so I'm going to heal it, I'm going to say no to it and put it to bed and have faith that something will come in the way that I want to. Because if you're kind of hanging on the fence about certain situations, or you're not clear about yes or no, yes, come in, yes, let's not do this, like, then you're just in a purgatory state. And I think that this is us getting out of a lot of purgatory positions. And right away.
That did not take long, ladies and gentlemen.
This is just so...
But to touch on the healing portion that you were talking about, we need a little help?
No, I just need to go down here if you want to take over for a second.
You going down, Mr. Palmer?
Oh, wait, I found it.
Well, with the healing aspect that he's talking about, I mean, that means that to qualify to heal, that means you have to go through something, a hardship in your life. And so, yeah, it can be hard to heal because there's that trauma that you have to get over. So don't rush it.
Yeah, and don't block it either.
Definitely.
All right. Astro Dice, we got Neptune again. Neptune came up all last week. Neptune and Sag in the 12th house. Wow. This is definitely dealing with subconscious belief systems and delusional beliefs, but also the most magical beliefs ever. So this is a very two-sided aspect where, one, I think that we have to believe in allowing ourselves to allow the universe to kind of come through. This Eight of Wands is about letting the energy come in, letting energy come through. But definitely Neptune can deal with blockages subconsciously of especially we did pull 12th house as the escape aspect, and that's very Neptunian and 12th house, right? So we are dealing with a lot of aspects of subconsciousness, and I think we've come to a place where maybe, I would put it this way because I'm an astrologer, a lot of this is like maybe we've been just creating kind of new stories and glamorizations of the stories or fantasies about these things that have caused so many blockages because we're not dealing with whatever the healing issue is, or maybe we haven't cut off a certain energy fully yet. And if we can do that, we can allow something in and have great faith. How interesting, we pulled the faith card and we got Sag in there. That this is all going to go in a beautiful direction this week, but we just have to be in total allowance, and what doesn't feel right is not right. What feels flowing and can heal you, allow that in. You'll know it. You'll feel it.
That was beautiful.
I know. I'm kind of in a nice, beautiful
When you know
mood
it,
today.
you will feel it.
Maybe Moon and Cancers are good for me when I'm in my 12th.
So beautiful.
Yeah, you'd think I'd be coming with all this energy in my first house right now. Bah! But no, pretty chilled back right now. I guess we'll wait and see by this new moon. So, the way that we find out who's next for the first sign, and I pulled two, so we're going to do Aries or Pisces first. Which one do you want to do first, Craig? All right, Aries are coming first. Sorry, Pisces, you got thrown back in the thing. Aries. Yeah, Aries, interesting people. I think Aries have
That they are.
gone through a lot relationship-wise in the last 9 years.
Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe they need to learn some shit.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this reading says for them with all this sixth house stuff, all this Virgo and all this Taurus, all this Earth. There's a little bit of Libra this weekend, too.
Time to step up and shine out, Aries.
All right, Aries, your first card you got is the release card. So you're going along with the collective pretty well since you do represent that very well. Something needs to be cut out to be released, whether that's internally in yourself in a relationship that's causing something, or maybe in a relationship that you just need to cut off this week that's just no longer working for you. This card definitely deals with cutting it off, like gangrene. You don't want that on you, or cutting off a wart, or cutting off a bunion, or cutting off a...
Some fruit from the tree?
Fruit from the tree? What if it's really good fruit? Maybe it's bad though, maybe it's spoiled. So there's definitely, I like that. I think that there's some energy that's spoiled that needs to be cut off, or, I don't cook, but I remember back in the old days, if I was cutting meat, and sometimes you'd be like, that part of the meat looks like kind of not good.
Well, I mean, you can leave fruit and vegetables on the vine for too long, and then they do start to rot. So,
yeah, you got to get rid of some of the rotten energy this week. You did pull the Eight of Coins as your challenge reversed. So I think this reversal is saying, like, one, there's this repetitive pattern that keeps happening when it comes to, should I release this or not? Should I release this or not? The Eight of Pentacles is always somebody who has mastered something. If you look at that upper right, and they show their accolades up on the wall, but it's like continuing to do the same thing. So it's like a factory. It's like you've mastered it, but what about mastering something new, especially when it's in challenge and reversal? It's like maybe Aries are afraid of looking at something new, trying something new in a relationship, or even looking at new relationship situations if they're single, or if you're cutting something out really quick, or you're cutting something out finally in a relationship. Don't be afraid to try a whole new kind of relationship instead of doing the same thing or the same patterns. I feel like there's the same pattern aspect that keeps going on with Aries right now that you're trying to really disrupt this week and finally get over. And overall, you got the shine card, so you can show up and shine the way that you want to by actually moving into a new energy in a relationship, trying something new, releasing some of the old energy, whether that's anger or frustration or any negative energy source. You will be able to shine fully because you'll be showing up exactly the way that you really want to and being out of this old cycle energy of like being a machine to the same kind of relationships. If you think it's going to turn something out different, you need to change the machine. Like, sorry, a little bit like a factory, you know, like you're manufacturing the same story over and over again. Maybe it's time to throw a wrench in the machine and get a new machine that's going to crank out the kind of love you want. It's kind of an interesting way to look at it. But there's definitely something going on here that doesn't feel, it feels like you might be looking at yourself this week, Aries, and being like, why am I still in the same energy again? Time for me to be who I really am and get out of this and try something different and new. And your overall, which is very interesting, is the 8th house, endings and beginnings. With the skull, this is like a very death card energy. So yeah, it's putting an ending to patterns. And you need to also get to the bottom of truth and be open and expose how you're feeling. This is you, I think, been suppressing a lot of patterns by just staying in stable energy that you know how to do, even though it's not fulfilling enough, and not letting you shine the way that you want to. And that's something that has got to come to an end this week, big time, Aries. Your astro dice for this week is the Uranus Scorpio second house. Wow.
Hey, you know, party like Scorpio party.
That's true. Uranus is exalted in Scorpio, although it's in the second house. So what we got here is definitely getting out of attachments, deep attachments, connections that you have made, that you have built, that are not on the highest order of truly the passion that you want to have. So it's like you're putting all your passion into something more to hold on to something instead of trying a whole new direction and trying a whole new energy of passion and truth. Maybe you're, I don't want to say this and trigger Aries, but maybe you're living a little bit of a lie. And a lie is just you not living in your truth to yourself. And so I think this week is definitely going to bring up exciting passion if you're willing to drop the energies and the vibrations, or the literal relationship if you're in one, that literally is not bringing the true energy of what you want to feel in your life. So that's a little bit of a truth bomb right there, but you know, I'm just saying it. Maybe Aries can turn around. I don't know.
Authenticity can be hard to live by.
We got Geminis next. Geminis! How many Geminis we got in the house? By the way, we are always live in the chat room. I will be looking while Craig's putting up this Gemini thing. Taurus is dope. Truth there, Leo. That's right. Scorpio party, yep. I always like looking at these. This is my favorite part of the show, actually. Looking at the chat and being with you all. Wow, we got 550 people in here. Right on. Please share this too. We want to get as many people. And if you have any questions, email deeplovetarot@gmail.com. We just did Aries, but there's 11 signs left. Geminis are really fast on the email. I'm here to answer one question. We pick them out. If you have a question about your sun sign, it can't be about your own unique chart, but if it's about just your sun sign and some question going on about astrologically or love, I'm here to answer it for you. deeplovetarot@gmail.com. All right, let's see what the Gemini's going on. Sorry, Geminis, I don't know if you were that fast to be able to get the question out. Let's see what's going on for the Gems. Boundaries. Okay. This is where you're going to say no. No. I don't want to do this, but I want to do that. One thing about boundaries is setting the boundaries of what you want in and out of your life. But there is this tiger to boundaries, right? How far can you take things? Also, I think that it's also knowing, if we're dealing with relationships in another party, are you going to let somebody cross your boundaries that you don't want to do? Like, are you going to let somebody in that you don't want in? Like somebody that's going to try and push really hard? That's where you have to set the boundary line and be like, yo, you're in a zoo. Stay on that side of the fence. That might trigger people about zoos, but I'm just using an analogy. Tiger, you're behind the wall of the fence, okay? Like there's a part of you learning to go, this is where my boundary line is. But there's another part of this too, depending on the challenge of like, maybe there's way too many boundaries up. And you pulled the 8 of Cups. Yeah, the challenge is you haven't fully let go of something yet. Or you're in a situation where all the energy's all over. The 8 of Cups is like moving on to a new moon solar eclipse in Rider-Waite. But all these cups are done. All these emotions are done. But the challenge is you're afraid to leave all those feelings. You think there's a lot there when really maybe there's not a lot there. And maybe your boundaries were crossed. Or maybe you just, to be honest with you, boundaries is definitely very scorpionic. Maybe you weren't really even into it anyway, fully. You might have thought you were for some sort of other reasons, but maybe sexually wasn't really the best. So why even be there? It's like almost, I think, especially this is a very emotional transit for Geminis going on right now this week with all this stuff going on in Virgo. This is your 4th house of emotion, connecting to your 12th house. So do not get pulled into something that you already know is not fully the energy there. As the universe is saying, let's use this energy to move on to something or move it back into energy or move into energy that is just purely what you truly want. And you pulled the wishes. Your wishes will come true once you know and you've set the boundaries of the universe of what you're moving out of so you can have the good come of whatever you want. Being clear on what you want, communicating on what you want, and not being afraid to put an end to something will allow you to get the true wishes that you've been looking for in your life. But setting those boundaries, yeah, they got to be set. Or if anybody crossed them, or anybody that was, especially the tiger here, that was like a tiger to you, especially recently. No. How are you going to get the wishes if the tiger's out there trying to kill you? We'll do a little like, I'm going to eat your wishes. You also pulled the Grand Cross. Wow. So this is a gnarly card. It's pressure. It's pressure for you to let go of something. And I think it's difficult. So to me, it's almost like staying in situations because, well, you're willing to almost, or there's a couple of things. One, maybe you're going to stay if you're single and you're not letting anybody in. I'm just going to stay there because I'm afraid to move into a new place emotionally. Or 2, you're in something where you're not getting what you want at all. And, it's more comfortable because this Grand Cross comes in as the provoker. It's the one that causes the diamond, This is where you get full oppositions and you get full T-squares, plus you get the cross, right? Because you get a full. I mean, whenever you get a Grand Cross, it is major because you are getting full squares in oppositions. So this is a pressure cooker on, are you going to finally leave something emotionally that you're really not into to actually get your real wish? You can't get your real wish in relationships unless you've gotten rid of the weird emotions that you're too afraid to face. And those are the things where maybe you got to be your own tiger and be like, hey, I'm done with this. I'm done with this, or I'm not afraid to cross out into new boundaries or let something in. Maybe people are afraid of you. This card definitely is like maybe they're afraid because they're like, I'm not allowed in there. And then there's another part of it where it's like, yeah, if anybody treated you, especially recently, like crazy, or this week, definitely it's like, cut that off completely. Your astro dice for this week is, you pulled the 3rd house, your own house. It was 3rd house, and then I moved these things do not stay in position well, of Taurus, and you pulled it with the South Node. This is where what you thought at one point was really valuable is actually not this week. So maybe you were dating and something you thought had value, really the analytics show it doesn't. It's time for you to go deeper into the experience you want, that you know is there, that is not the reality that is there. This is also learning to let go of something that is just not stimulating. And being a Gemini with anything that is not stimulating is like the worst thing that could ever happen on the fucking planet when it comes to relationships. Ugh. So get back to the real stimulation. Let go of what, if Taurus, South Node Taurus, third house could also be like somebody like testing your worth or saying negative things about your worth. Stay away from that shit completely.
For some reason, I keep feeling like being realistic with like what you want, like who you're actually with, if you are in a relationship or if you are trying to date someone. Like, don't have some false idea as to who that person is or what they're trying to get out of life. So it kind of goes with like the setting your boundaries and like not stepping out of that, like what you actually want and who that person really is.
I agree with you, especially when you get this South Node, third house, Taurus thing. It's almost like creating an identification through the thoughts, through what you want to see, especially in Taurus, it wants to see what it values. But with the South Node there, it's not. So you have to go to the North Node in Scorpio, and you got to go into the ninth house, the opposite form of that, and go, hey, let me go deeper. And also it's sexual, like where, and because the boundaries card I pulled up, and with that Scorpio in opposition to these astrodites, it's like, where is that freaking passion at fully, and not this kind of, well, maybe I'm into it or I'm emotionally involved. And I think with the Grand Cross, it's like, it's too complicated. So scrap, 8 of Cups. Don't be afraid to scrap. More scrapping for the Geminis, but that's the life of a Gemini right now with Jupiter in their opposite sign for relationships. It's about exploring relationships and seeing what's there and what's not there. There's no other way. Cappies, we got the Capricorns next. We got, how many Caps are in the house? How many Caps? And I don't know if you're checking the email. I think people might be sending in emails. There might be a Cap email in there.
I will check that.
I can check it.
You have it on your phone?
Here. Is the password one that I know that we usually use?
To be honest, I don't even remember what I put the password as.
Well, I'm sure it's one of the ones we use. So while you're loading Cappies, I'll check this. I'm going to have to sign out of here.
We got a Pisces that came in. We got an Aquarius
you got
a
it?
Libra.
All right,
and
so
Scorpio.
no Caps.
But I haven't read what they actually said, so they might not get picked. And we did get one from Virgo from before as well.
Very nice.
So
Perfect.
I shall read them as you are pulling the cards.
Boom, boom, boom.
We're just multitasking over here.
All right. Do we got some Cappies here ready to go? Cap Moons. Cappy here. All right. We got a Lori France. Cap. All right, Cappies. I got it. You know, there's a lot of love aspects going on for Caps. They just finished about 8th house transits. They're in their 9th, and they got their 5th house popping with Uranus in this new moon. Could be a big, good, positive turn of events for Capricorns in love. Or
Let's
sometimes
go,
turn of
Caps.
events that are good can sometimes come off crazy and unpredictable. Remember, I want to say this to everybody. Uranus is in the middle of Venus, Mars, and new moon in trine this week. You never know with Uranus. Out of nowhere, things come out of thin air. So, all right, Caps, you got the power card. Yeah. I don't think any other sign would like power card more than Leo. I'm just kidding. Actually, Leo would probably want something different, but Capricorn definitely is getting the power back in relationships, or the power in yourself, whether this is you feeling back into yourself to where you can go out there in love, or the power back to speak about something in a relationship this week that maybe has been something that you felt a little limitless with, or you didn't have your full energy in. But this is definitely a powerful week for you when it comes to stepping into things with that ultimate aspect, and with the element that knows that, you know, it's kind of like it's kind of weird that there's horns on this card because, there is that goat element, of course. So, there's something also like when animals kind of put their ears up, they're in their power, they're hearing things, they're sensing things. There's definitely this kind of sense coming, this power coming into things. But where is it going to hit the snag, the page of coins? So we get this page of pentacles that shows up. It's like, one, there's a message from spirit of what is not working. You have to, and I knew that was the first thing I said. And I felt that you have to, and especially a page is a messenger, you have gotten a message, and this one, and in this deck especially, I love, that's why I use Golden Tarot. I'm a Golden Tarot fanatic. This angel is coming in and being, whether it's the page offering the message to the angel, or did the angel drop it off? I always feel the angels drop it off. The angel has just dropped off a message to Capricorns of what is not working, what is not good for you, what does not feel right in a partnership, and you now have the power to bring it up. Don't be afraid to bring it up. And if you're single, if you see something this week that the universe is telling you to go towards, don't block it. Accept it. Use the power of it, because some Capricorns are really blocked, some are really blocked by being too much into something that maybe isn't as valuable as they want, and they need to work out the power and work out some of these things here. The overall we got to get out of that is abundance is waiting for you by just not being afraid to accept something if you're single and there's something great there, or the abundance is there when you finally have the power to speak of what the angels are trying to tell you and your worth and your value and what truly is going on. There's always something about a page getting a message, and this one's coming from spirit, and it's about things that are of your own value, things that might not be on the up and up, or maybe the values are not on the same page. That's something that might be a challenge in relationships this week. Or maybe there is some sort of self-worth kind of sabotage going on, or maybe you're not feeling the value in the relationship at all. Or that even deals with some sort of attractiveness aspect too, whether that's in yourself or somebody else. So there's going to be a lot of these kind of issues coming up. I think that overall there's abundance, but abundance is definitely very singular, right? I don't think that this is something that comes kind of together. The abundance in yourself, the power that you're going to find in yourself by being willing to take on issues that Spirit has been saying and continues to keep saying that you haven't been listening to. Your overall card is the second house of owning. Bam! Look at that. We get a second house. The second house deals with physical aspects, monetary. So maybe it's money issues. Maybe there's money issues in the relationship. Maybe look at the monetary value of where you're at and your partner's at. Or if you're trying to enter into a new relationship, or you're dating somebody and there's money issues, or they're complaining about money, or you're having money issues, I will tell you one of the deepest truths I've ever learned in my life. When I'm in a relationship and it's not working, the money is not flowing. That is always a sign. Also, the second house is what you own. Are you owning something you don't want to own in a relationship? Or are you owning something in yourself if you're single and you're not finding anybody that is denying you the power to have the abundance of something great in a relationship this week? Your astro dice is the 12th house, Venus, in Virgo. A detriment of fall, Venus in the 12th house. At least it gets a little 12th house love. Yeah, this is definitely you having to be real about what is a pattern that is not stopping, that the way towards the more magical aspect is to get very spiritual deep, but do some really deep work and be very clear and very specific on what that work is. Virgo is where we're at, and Venus is in Virgo. So to have this in the 12th house is, hey, step up. Don't be afraid to put everything out there on the table and be very specific on what you're wanting in your life, to understand in yourself if you're alone, or if you're in a relationship, or if you're dating, to know if this is going to turn into something magical or if it's going to go down the wrong road. Also, Venus in its fall position in Virgo in the 12th can definitely deal with attaching just to the lifestyle that you've imagined, but really it's not that imaginary, or you're trying to always throw magic on top. It's like putting sugar on top of, I don't know, what's really bland, like crackers. Does that sound good? If it's that bland,
I like putting brown sugar in my spaghetti.
well, hey, that sounds good to me.
It's really good.
But something really bland. And okay, we'll use your spaghetti example. How long? I used to put A1 on bread when I was in the military and I was poor to make me feel like I was eating a steak because I didn't have enough money for meat at the time.
Tasty.
Actually, it was good. I can't believe it's not butter because I was like $1 at the commissary, and then the A1 I could get a big one for like 99 cents at the commissary, and then I'd get like a loaf of bread for 59 cents. I'd go to town. I'd be like, boom.
How about the fresh McChicks?
The fresh McChicks, you know, the story goes when Craig and I were hanging out and we were both pretty much broke asses living on the beach.
Definitely.
Really broke. Like not even enough to buy food. Our favorite place to do was get some McChicken sandwiches at McDonald's for 99 cents and we would survive because we wanted money for our weed at the time. I mean, like, weed was more important than food at one time in our lives.
Thank God I make more money now. I can afford both.
Yeah, you know, I stopped smoking weed, but I do hit vapes, and these things are just as much as weed, so. What's sad? Well, I guess you could say that I would still go get the vape or a cigarette pack and then figure food out after. That's a truth bomb. And that's not, maybe that'll apply to Cap somehow. I don't know.
You gotta do what you gotta do, though. You gotta eat. You gotta support your extracurricular activities. So it goes hand in hand: living, surviving, eating.
The Pisces came up, so it doesn't look like we screwed him over too hard.
Thank God. I was really worried.
Pisces! Pisces! Pisces, I did their weekly horoscope this week on High Vibe, and whew. They got a lot going on this month. A lot. Not here to scare no Pisces, and it's nothing scary. I'm just saying that this is a very intense month if you're a Pisces.
We do have a question from a Pisces.
Oh, let's take the question.
This question has to do with emotions and past relationships. She's having a lot of, yes, she is a she. She's having a lot of thoughts of her past relationships that just been like dragging back up inside of her, and she can't get motivated for her job, even though she loves her job. She just kind of wants to know, is that going to be like a common factor going forward, or what can Pisces expect going forward with past emotions coming back up?
The whole journey about being a Pisces is learning to get over the past in everything that you do. You rule the past. And especially now, I will throw a mathematical answer to you that will maybe help you get the encouragement to move through the past and come into the now. Jupiter just went direct in Sag. Guess what? Jupiter is in its home sign, the most powerful that it can be, and for you that is the career house right now. It's over December 2nd. We're already in September this week. That's September, October, November. That's it. There's 3 months left for your great career aspects to come. Not to say, of course, in astrology, it's not like saying, oh, there's no other great career aspects. But I mean, as an entrepreneur or as somebody that if I've looked at my life through my jobs and stuff like that, like in when I looked at astrology and why this job wasn't working, like if you have a great opportunity right now and you're letting this past relationship and this whole thing affect you, please don't, because these are the doors that are going to take you to the right place in career. And right now the universe is saying, Pisces, get out of any weird relationship stuff. This is you have with Jupiter squaring Neptune as well in your own sign. Like this is the delusion. It's like the delusion of creating this bigger than life grandeur about something that really isn't even that grand, especially relationship wise. And it's like you're missing out on the world. You're missing out on so many things. And more importantly, you're missing out on true love. If it was true love, it would be in your life right now. And you'd be happy at your job, and your job would go much better. It's much more fun to go to work if you have the love of your life and you watch a movie in bed, and then you make amazing love, and then you pass out and you wake up, you're all ready for work in the morning, opposed to doing this whole like the old thing and not bringing anything new in, and then not being cool at your job. Like, that would suck. So, let it go.
Do we have a major shift coming up on September 14th?
There's a lot of major shifts coming up right there, especially Saturn will be dead stopped 4 days away from the direct motion. And I think after this full moon that's going to be coming here, we have a new moon, and then, that's going to be right around the full moon. And it will be a full moon in Virgo, the relationship house for Pisces, and Saturn will be coming direct in the 11th house, being like, are you going to take the ship and change your reality of your life, especially when it comes to the world and the kind of people you're around, and move towards more happiness and groups of people that will bring you more happiness instead of staying in the same old castle full of people or school of fish where you're still connected to Mr. Limpet? That might be for the older gen like me, but Mr. Limpet, you gonna love Mr. Limpet? I know he goes, "Arr!" And I know he loves his ladyfish, but Mr. Limpet wasn't the best looking fish out there, because in that movie, they don't show you all the fish. Plenty of fish. No, we are not sponsoring plentyoffish.com, by the way.
I never actually used Plenty of Fish,
got going on. They got the relief card. Yeah, you know what? To that question, into all Pisces, there's relief coming this week in partnerships, in relationships. But relief is, whenever I think of relief, I always think of taking a nice pee. It's like, there's nothing better. Craig and I travel a lot for this job. And Craig knows when I got to go pee, like, I will do the craziest shit in the world. Like, I will literally take we're as big as a semi-truck on 12 wheels, and I will literally just go off the road and run into the bathroom and pee in the RV, or I'll just pee outside. And there's nothing better than relieving that stress and energy of having to pee, or just energy that you're holding on to of waste. So anything that is of waste this week, and I don't know why, my guides are channeling relieve the pressure of the bladder. But maybe it's the bladder that you're holding all this waste of things that have already been regurgitated over and over and over again. Because once you get relief, all sides of the energy for you can accept new things in relationships. But I think that your major issue is, you got the Page of Swords reversed. One is that you're expecting to hear from somebody, or you're expecting things to change in your reality, or you're expecting somebody to come through, or they're saying they're going to come through, or you're in a delusional state, like maybe this person will change. Maybe these ideas in your head that relief will come naturally, or that somebody else will do it, or that your life will just come to this major change by not doing anything, by just thinking that it will happen. No, like, that message ain't coming through, or however you think it will be relieved isn't. You have to do quite the opposite. It's like not listening to the messages that are being sent, that are direct messages. When it's a Page of Swords, it's the strongest message. And whenever you get a Page of Swords reversed, it is somebody not telling you fully the truth, somebody that's telling you they're going to do something and then following through. So if you have a date this week and then they bail on you, there was another reason for it. Let them go and you'll find some relief, and then something great will come in. Or if you're single and you're like, my relationship life sucks, and you're like, well, I think somebody's just going to show up. Well, no, Page of Swords, if you think that, maybe you need to show up to other people. Get on a dating website. Get out, go outside. Do something. Go walk on the street. Go walk to a public area where restaurants are. Even if you don't drink alcohol, I don't drink alcohol, and I go to bars and clubs all the time. People are like thinking I'm drunk, and I'm like, can you refill me with some Sprite? And I'm fine. So, I think that this is for Pisces having to learn that there's also something about this relief that's pretty intense of like, there's just something feeling a little funky here. that the idea of things are not really going in the way that you think it will go. And the relief is to accept that instead of deny that. You have a rebirthing here. And I think that this is the issue, is the fear of change. The fear of change brings relief. But it's like, no, I don't want things to change. So I'm going to create an idea in my head, and I'm going to create a story in my head. Or you'll even take what other people say so to heart instead of what you are seeing and what is showing up. There's one thing about somebody talking, there's another about somebody walking. That's including with you and the kind of lovers or partners you're dealing with this week. And wow, you pulled the Yod Destiny card. So you know me, I love Yods. It's my favorite thing in astrology. The destiny is here of what is no longer falsely happening in your head and what you are telling yourself and what others are telling you. Uh-oh. You pulled the 5th house with the sun in Aries. Wow, this is about identifying and taking the courage to have the love that you want and be bold for the love that you want instead of settling. Settling. This is not time to settle. You got to go for it. This is the most planets in Virgo you all are going to get for a long time. And a full moon. Don't mess this time up. This is time for Pisces to clean house relationship-wise and be truly connected into their true boldness of their heart. You going to do it? You going to identify with what you really want? Or are you just going to keep settling and settling and settling and settling, single or not? We got Virgos next, the opposite sign.
We've got some Virgo questions.
Oh, and we got a donation here. Thank you, brother. We got any Virgo questions?
I thought we did.
We got a bot in here.
Oh, nice. I love robots.
Thank you, Pragmatic Astrology Channel, PRA. You the man.
How does Regulus moving into Virgo affect Virgos in general in the field of love?
How does Regulus in Virgo affect Virgos in love? Well, this goes back to 2012. Virgos you got to add a lot of these other qualities that are going on, but if we were to just stem straight from, okay, we're dealing with Regulus, which is the Leo energy of the heart and the lion's heart and the courage, moving into Virgo, like Virgos need to stand up for themselves more. They need to own, like there's nothing better right now than seeing a Virgo own it, although it has to be tailored still in a Virgo nice way. Like it can't be too Leonine, because when you mix Virgo and criticism and too much Leo, it's way too much. I actually took a picture when I was in San Diego this weekend of this lion. I posted it up on my Instagram today, or we can just show it right here. And I put this Regulus in Virgo. I said, controlling the animal inside of us all. Now, if you think about this, look at the lion and how it's tailored in a suit, right? Like Virgo is very about like clean suit, really nice. A lot of people think that's just Capricorn. No, Virgo is about really being tailored in a very specific way and neat. But there is an animal inside of us all that and some people don't agree with me on YouTube. They were like, I don't think that love is animalistic. I'm like, it takes animalistic love to create. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, I mean, you know, this world, like, love is intense. Some people, I think, take animalistic as like a dark thing or something. Like, it's passion, it's love. So Virgos are having to access that passion and that love instead of deny it, but still tailor it in a beautiful way, which is actually very difficult because it's about standing up for yourself fully and saying, you know what, I'm not feeling this in my life. But then it's like some Virgos are taking that so far where they're not like letting anything in. Like, it's like, people will be like, I don't even want to deal with this Virgo because they're just like so intense, like this is how it is, and da-da-da, and it becomes kind of a tyrant. Or it's the Virgo that is too passive and needs to be more aggressive. A little passive aggressive.
So do they need to integrate into Leo a little bit in some sorts, would you say? Or that was actually the second part of her question that I missed down at the bottom.
I would say that it's about not being a Leo, but it's about still being a Virgo that has more spice. That's not too spicy. That also is a Virgo that knows what will bring it its true happiness instead of settling for being the slave to a situation. Because Virgos can end up being the slaves of the zodiac. Like, hey, go over there and keep doing that wheat. And they're happy with that. Like, oh, I'm in service. It's about, no, I'm going to do service for a higher calling, and that calling is not the one I want to do. And if it's relationship-wise, it's like, I'm not feeling this fully. I'm not really into this. I have to step into this, and I have to say no. Or if you're already like that and you're single and you're saying no all the time, and then people start looking at you like, what the hell? Like this becomes too much like a king or a queen. It's like, there's a balance there that it's about finding the goddess energy in Virgo with Regulus. It's about the power of the goddess rising. And every Virgo has to find that power instead of settling like the goddess. I don't want to say it's settled, but it did kind of, I think, over thousands of years of being suppressed, kind of find some settling, and then it's been rising. But we can't rise it so much to where nobody would want to be with that goddess. It would be like too much, right? You know?
Well, there we go. Finding a nice balance between being yourself and incorporating new wisdom.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Virgo. Virgo's got the transformation card, and talk about transformation. I think this is a big week about you realizing that things are changing in relationships, and there is a caterpillar that comes before the butterfly. So in order for you to really transform and come into this more beautiful energy, Virgo, you cannot be afraid to become the beauty that you want to be. But going to a caterpillar situation, one thing that they do at butterfly, what do you call them? Like labs? They have butterflies?
Labs?
Labs? I don't know. Butterfly places?
Sanctuary? Like where they breed butterflies?
Bug house?
Yeah, bug house.
Bug's life. That if you try and mess with the cocoon as being a unnatural force that's going to help it out, it's the power of the caterpillar becoming a butterfly on its own that breaks out of the cocoon that allows it to fly and live for that day. Because I think if I'm right, it might be a myth, so somebody might check it. But from what I know, butterflies only live for a day. I don't know if people knew that or not.
I think that's wrong because they have that movie, was it The Flight of the Butterflies, about the monarchs where they like travel all the way from South America up to Canada and then they all die on this one tree, I think.
Okay, so it's a short-lived life. But some of them I think don't make it because it's that, do you have enough inertia to pull out into that new transformation? That's, I think, your big question. Are you ready to do this? Are you looking for help? Or are you just not ready to come out of your cocoon and change the way your relationships look and make it a beautiful situation or make yourself go beautiful? The challenge we got here is the Tower reverse. So we are throwing relationship troubles for the Virgos. Definitely Tower reverse. Happy birthday, Virgo! No, I'm just kidding. The Tower reversed is the fear of cataclysmic endings. Now, I love this Golden Tarot because this Tower is always, and we got it last week for, who was it? It was Sagittarius, I think. But the crown falling off, the person praying, the person crying, The kid's crying and scared. A lady falling off the top of the tower. The tower is always when something has come to an end, but there is something that you are not willing to, and I'm not saying that it has to be the cataclysmic end of a relationship, but the way that the relationship is going. So it's like a fear of transforming your life into a more beautiful place because you're afraid of that it would be more cataclysmic than beautiful. That could even be if you're single too, right? Like, oh, well, I don't want to have something beautiful. I'd rather just sit and shit all day. And you did pull the patience card. Now, I think that that's the issue, is that there's so much patience going on the tower end of things, when really it's like, I think overall, it's like, yes, take some time with this, but I'm feeling that this tower after this is be in a good space where everything is going to go the way that it will afterwards. It's not going to just be, and I think that that's where Virgos are Mercury ruled and they want things to be exactly the way we want to. So it's almost like, let's say we were going to just get rid of this couch. Like the Virgo and me, although I don't have any Virgo, but would be like, oh my God, I need to start vacuuming it because I don't like this empty space right now. It's like, be patient. Like, let's pull the couch out. Let's change the shit. And when everything's done and it's all set, then vacuum. So it's like, it's almost like you want to see something on the other side of the cataclysmic failure. Like, oh, I already want to see something great. But that greatness is you. And that greatness is the butterfly that's going to go to where? From somewhere to Canada? And you got the Virgo, I analyze. You're analyzing way too much these fear of endings, these fear of watching something fall. And not doing anything about it. Like, this is like a Titanic moment. Like, I see the iceberg, but I like the speed it's going. I like that the Titanic is going this direction. I don't want to have to turn because I already know at this point if I'm going to turn. Well, let me actually try and turn it now. It's like over analyzing this Titanic moment. Like, just maybe focus on the beautiful transformation. Go find the lifeboat and be patient and you'll be fine. But it's all the people who kind of wait around till the end of cataclysmic failure that things don't always go the best. And to have your birthday time with the tower reversed means the challenge is identifying yourself with things that are coming to a close. There's a dark moon in Leo this week, by the way, in your 12th house. And we are about to have this full moon in Pisces. So in 2 weeks from now, and we have a new moon in your sign, and we have Venus trine Uranus. This great transformation of a better new world, 9th house. Why would you be so afraid of that? You pulled the sun in the 6th house in Cancer. Yeah, it's because I think, Virgo, you are too comfortable in life, but that's good. But are you really comfortable in the life that you're at? Fully, all the way, in all angles. Are you really comfortable in the way that your day-to-day life is going? Or are you only comfortable in some situations and you're not willing to face any discomfort to make it fully, altogether workable? The 6th house is about making things work. Sure, some things might work, but if it's uncomfortable, it's not working. Like, a good example. It'd be like having a bicycle that works great with no seat. And sure, you could ride up without on the seat. It's not comfortable after a while when you want to sit down, and now you're sitting on the iron. And now your butt hurts. How long are you going to keep riding the bike that way in your relationships? Till something needs to be changed, you need to talk to your partner, or if you're single and you need to change something in a new direction, and allowing to put a seat on and find some comfort and let your beauty shine. Like, let your beauty be, and don't be afraid of, well, if I put a seat on it, like, maybe they're not going to be happy. Maybe your partner doesn't want you to have a seat, or maybe You're afraid of changing anything in the way that anything is right now in your relationship life because you think it'll like cause something weird. It won't. It will make it better, but it will feel weird going through it, but you're fine on the other side, and be patient. It will all show up the right way, the way it's supposed to. The weird reading. I got to pull one more card for Virgo because this one's weird. This is a very weird reading, and we did pull the Tower, so. Ganesha is saying, promise of the future. Uh-oh, Virgo. I'm sure you didn't want to hear that one. Virgos in future, they're not into the future much. They're much more into keeping everything as it is working now. There's a promise of something greater in the future. Are you ready for it yet? Maybe you're patiently not.
So you did have some right. The mayfly is what lives for only 24 hours. So you did have that. The monarchs are 2 to 6 weeks, and they start up north. They end down in Mexico. And the painted ladies, they're around for 12 months. So there's a little fun fact. I love butterflies myself, so.
Well, I got something right.
You did. You crushed it.
At least I could say, I always use the analogy that butterflies do all this work to live that one day, so make it your best. Come on, Virgo, make it your best. Who do we got next? We got 800 freaking people in here. It is growing. We got Aqua. Aquas. We have an Aquarius question? Is it a weird question?
It's not too weird, no. It kind of touches with, I believe, the Virgo one we had.
You hear all the seagulls?
I think those are geese.
Geese? Those were some geese
Some geese.
flying over California on the beach.
She's experienced a lot of past energy, opportunities, or past lovers resurfacing right now. Is there a lesson or a choice being given? Ooh.
Say it one more time. There's past and new at the same time, basically.
She said, are Aquarians experiencing a lot of past energy, opportunities, or past lovers resurfacing right now? If so, what is the lesson or choice being given? So it's almost like she's not quite sure that if people are popping back up. I read that a little off.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of a question that's not a question. It's more like, are there people popping up or not? Or are there new ones popping up?
When multitasking goes wrong, you read irrelevant questions.
Well, first of all, I think any Aquarius going backwards into an old situation with Uranus retrograde in the 4th house and with all this 8th house energy, and more importantly with Pluto and Saturn, which are about to come direct here in the next month, in their 12th house, is the worst move of their lives. So any Aquarius going backwards to an old relationship, if they're single or if they're on the fence or they got out of a relationship, would literally be going into the hardest 12th house transit of their life. 1. New situations are coming up because we just had major aspects in Leo, your 7th house, and now we're in the 8th house. And now that's the big question. Where are the intimacy blocks? Where are the emotional situations going on? Being able to stay communicated, being able to be honest, being able to be open fully. And doing some really deep, spiritual work. But I do believe that this is a great time for Aquarians to be changing the way relationships are emotionally for them and connecting deeper. So maybe if you're in a relationship that you've been in a long time, this is about getting more deeper. But if it's new stuff, well, that's what I would focus on more. I would definitely not go backwards. That would scare the hell out of me if I was, especially, I've been saying that for all people, but along the sides of Aquarians, I would be entering into jail of all jails. Saturn and Pluto coming direct, September 18th Saturn, October 3rd Pluto. That would be a fun jail.
Aquarians don't like to be in jail, by the way. They want to break out anyway. There would be no breakout. Or the breakout would be so nasty that you would lose your understanding of being Aquarius. You wouldn't even look like an Aquarius anymore. We would not call you the human and the water bearer and the one of service to the mankind. We'd be like, what did you just do? That's some truth. Bomb.
You want a bomb?
We'll bomb them in a minute.
We'll bomb them right now.
They got the talisman. Okay.
Ain't no time like the present, right?
No. So we did get the talisman. This is some keys to unlock deeply. But are you going to go use this key and unlock old doors with, I don't know why this is going to sound really cryptic, Craig, a little Scorpio. Let's go take the keys and go into old cemeteries. And let's start unlocking those big, what do they call those big drawers that pop out with the coffins in them.
The crypt?
The crypt.
Tales from the crypt.
Yeah, little crypt keeper. Or are you going to unlock something new in yourself? You got this great key. It's got this regal energy. Go to what is regal. Go to what is finer. Why go open up the old cupboards, Indian in the cupboard?
Great movie. We should have a movie night and we should watch that.
Why go open up old cupboards?
I love
There's
that
just
movie.
nothing with Pluto and Saturn there but dust. And old panties and old clothes and
Maybe a ghost will pop out though. That could be fun.
no,
Little
Aquarians don't
Casper
like
action?
ghosts. They like 8th house Virgo, like they actually like a nice, neat, and clean situation that makes them feel like their life's together because they already feel like they're from another planet. So are you really going to go to a weird place when you already are weirdo? So the challenge is the Two of Wands reversed. So it's almost like if you do go backwards, there's a lot coming up about backwards. The world is not the way that it's going to show up. An old world, this is the challenge, trying to find happiness in an old world or an old way that the relationship's been, or trying to reflect back on, well, this relationship was like this and it was good, so maybe I'll try to apply that to this one. It didn't work, remember that? You know what I mean? Like it didn't work.
Yeah, you can't recreate the past.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of that and unlocking new doors, and the challenge is you're trying to create this great new world, but it's like, are you actually recreating your old world right now? That's a deep one to think about. You did pull the innocence card. Go back to the innocence of who you are fully, because maybe you're taking on a bunch of energy relationship-wise this week that is actually tainting the innocence and the truth of who you are and going back to where you felt dirty and old and decrepit with the crypt keeper. They've already left and got into a great place. So go back to that innocent place this week of yourself. This is a Venus card, does have Taurus on it. Venus, Taurus, this is about the innocence is the true value of yourself and honoring that value. If they're not giving it to you good, and they never did in the past, you think they're going to give it to you good again? Cialis ain't going to change that. Sorry.
Only true desire from your heart will change that.
No. This is reality. If it was never there, it's not going to come back again. And the overall is the 7th house of partnership in the challenge card of the Two of Wands. Old relationships or relationship problems this week. We got to throw up relationship trouble this week. Especially with this dark moon in Leo this week, which is the 7th house for Aquarians and all 8th house. This is about not trying to do old worlds or trying to turn somebody into somebody that you had before, or keep looking in the past and then looking at your current partner like, oh, I wish you looked more like this or you were more like that. Or if you're single, the old way that you've always thought relationships are going to be, you're still attached to, well, Jimmy or whatever, or this person or that person was like this, and I really want to unlock that door again. It's like, how did that situation end up? You really want that to come back? Your astro dice are Cancer, Uranus in the 7th house. Oh! This is about new revolutionary relationships emotionally, going into new uncomfortable places. Uranus in Cancer is a very hard one because it forces you to disconnect emotions from people, especially the past. The past is very Piscean and Cancer, but Cancer's like, kind of feels like old family, kind of feels like old energy that you felt comfortable with, but it's no longer there. This is about a new expression of your feelings, and feelings maybe that you haven't been able to go into before that's new in partnership. So all Aquarians are going into new emotional space that they've never gone to in relationships this week very intensely. So there's a lot that's going to be happening with that, which is quite interesting to me to think of this dark moon and then to think of all this Virgo in the 8th house stuff. It's like, whoa, like, you know, that's a lot. You know what I mean? That is a lot. We pulled Cancers. Or let me say it differently. Cancers. I think all the Cancers like that. They're used to hearing Cancer.
No Cancers wrote in, so.
Oh, Cancers are
missing out.
They're missing out, or they're getting down right now, and we're all the dumb ones.
I'm gonna go with we're the dumb ones.
Are we all the dumb ones? Are Cancers right now getting it, and we're all not? It's fine. Craig went and got me 2 Sprites.
Against my better judgment, I did get you 2 Sprites.
Well, when I told him I'm going to go get me some Sprites, I was like thinking in my head like a 12-pack. But
you know I don't roll like that.
It looks like it's glowing right now. It's beautiful. Beautiful. All right, we got no questions from Cancer, so we're just going to roll this reading. Cancer, your first card of the week is the Courage card. Wow. Have the courage this week. If you're single, have the courage to come in to partnership. If you're in your relationships, have the courage to do something different. Maybe the courage to say something. It is an electric bolt here. Wow! Something great can come from stepping into courage. But as a Cancer, you're going to have to define that deeply within yourself. Where are you not having the courage in relationships that you had before? Have the courage. It will lightning bolt and bring something exciting and electric into your life. Have the courage to stand up for the uniqueness and the electricity that you are looking for in relationships this week. Step into that and you will see it. The challenge that you got is the Fool card reversed. So this challenge is like, am I a dumbass? Do I really inside myself like, am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something stupid? No, you're not. So this is you creating your own fool. Like, oh my gosh, I'm dumb if I actually courageously try this, or will I be dumb again? Am I just in the same pattern of being dumb where I don't follow this, or I don't do this right and it all turns out bad, or I wasn't paying attention, or am I bringing in an old situation? I think that this is you realizing that you're not so dumb. Have courage in what you know feels right. It'll work out great. It'll come out great. If you're in a relationship, yeah, step up. Say what you need to say. Do what you need to do. Try something new that you need to try. But don't feel stupid doing it, or don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'd be so dumb if I try that, or oh man, will the old kind of energy of me where I was not really thinking straight come back? You're repairing and fixing that, so that can be removed.
Well, it's kind of like there's no stupid questions, you know? It's not stupid if you're speaking from your true authenticity, ever.
And there's no stupid connecting with just your passion and your courage of whatever that might be. Communication, maybe trying something new romantically, whether it's in your relationship, if you're in one, like maybe trying something different, like taking them out different, or stepping up for yourself and putting out a boundary. Their luxury card showed up. You have the ultimate luxuries waiting for you in life. Why don't you allow yourself to have them? I think this is a big question for Cancer, especially with their Pluto-Saturn aspects going on in Capricorn, and especially how this Virgo is about finding more stimulation right now. And with the Taurus, a better world, there's a whole life of luxury, of a better life of quality waiting for you. But acting like the fool within yourself and thinking that you can't have that, or, I'm going to be honest, sometimes the fool reversed is just like literally being like kind of stupid, right? Like kind of like, look at this great thing, but no, or this thing really sucks, but I'll take it. Like, what? Have the courage to take what you know is going to bring you to something greater in your life that you know. You know it. Don't even try and fool yourself right now, Cancer. Fooling yourself is not good. Because, I don't know. Especially if you listen to Styx and you fool yourself. Go listen to that song. And your challenge, and well, the overall, which I always put over the challenge, is your air element of communicating. So, yeah, this is a lot to do with you afraid of saying something stupid, acting stupid, not being intellectually at the same level as somebody. Have the courage to realize that you are all that, or they don't give a crap, or you not communicating things that you think are stupid to talk about, which you actually need to have the courage to do to make your life go better in your relationships. Your Astro dice is...
Nice save.
That was a nice save.
We got that on camera too, ladies and gentlemen.
very
Round of
nice.
applause for Mr. Palmer.
Thank you. We got the moon in the 4th house, so that's your natural house in the moon, and we got it in Scorpio. You need to emotionally connect powerfully, passionately, deeply to the emotions that you really want to feel. Like you are starving. It's like Jaws. Like, let's just throw some blood out there and hope that the sharks show up. Why aren't you biting?
Someone in the chat said it's almost like they're too busy feeling like they're not worth it.
Because they're not going for what they really want. If they feel that way, if they feel like they're not worth it or they're whatever, it's like, that means that that's definitely the place that's mirroring back that, because that's not the right energy to be around. And they're not going after what they really want to. If they went around what they really want to and they connected with what they really want in life, it would be everything they want and they'd feel the value. There's a value of being a shark and drinking the blood that's in the water that they use as bait to catch a shark. Like, that tastes good. So you would be like, yeah, especially with the luxury card.
It can be hard to know your true worth also. But it's important to not get caught up in that too and just kind of live the life.
Cancers know their worth better than anybody. They just had eclipses for 2 years in their Leo house. They're just afraid to act upon it. Taurus, and how funny when you got Taurus, which is self-worth.
We do have a Taurus question.
Ooh, I'm always down for Taurus questions. I got a Taurus moon. Bring it.
So they put this as a question for the collective. What the new moon in Virgo on Friday has in store for the collective in terms of love and relationships.
Well, what does the new moon have to do with the collective for love and relationships, with Mars conjunct, with Venus starting to trine Saturn? I would say one, it has to do with, this is about identifying relationships fully, if it really is the kind of life that you want to have. With this trine to Uranus, it's about not being afraid to try something new that actually might feel better. Maybe it's about going in a new direction or trying something new in a relationship that you never tried before that'll make you feel more quality and better of a relationship and better in a new life and a new reality, a new
a new environment that you've never tried before. I think that this is definitely trying new things. This is definitely going into trying new realities. This is definitely experiencing with Jupiter in square, even though it's not exact, but it's starting in squares to Venus. Not being afraid to experience, not being afraid to have, not being afraid to physically feel what you want to feel. Sun and Mars on this new moon, like, you got a desire comes up. Now it's in Virgo, so it's like the desire of the life and what that you want to have. If that life is not in front of you, like, it's about being Virgo. Yeah, I don't like that. It's okay to be picky. And it's okay to look deeply and go, this is what feels pure to me. I'm going there. I'm trying that, even though it might not look like it. Remember, this is going to be a new moon, quincunx, Chiron, and Aries. I'm not going to give this whole thing away for people. I have an app for that with horoscopes every day and all the time. But
What's that app called?
High Vibe TV. That's what keeps this on the air.
Pretty cool platform.
It's a pretty cool
people
platform.
People should check it out.
Just remember that Chiron and Aries and quincunx to the new moon. It might not look the way you want it to look, or the way you thought you wanted it to look. It might actually look the way you want it to look when you actually go in there. Good question from a Taurus.
It was nice that they directed that towards the collective also.
Yeah.
Just sharing
They have
it.
Uranus in their sign. They're all about the collective right now. All right, Taurus, your first card is friendship. Finding kinship between partners and people and friends is very important in love and romance. So this is you testing, if you're in a new relationship or in your current relationship, the stock of where do you feel that you both can intersect at the same areas? Where are the areas that you both like and can do things together? This is very important because this is going to be answering a lot of the questions for you in romance and love this week. If there is no friendship element, not saying that they have to be your friend, right? But it's like, friendship is this feeling of like, dude, I love this. You love that too? Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's do that. Like, if there's not that kind of excitement, wow, you pulled the Ace of Swords reversed. So it's hard for you to start the idea of what you want relationships to look like this week, especially Taurus, because there's a lot of energy on Uranus in your sign with this new moon. If you're in a place to where, one, love is this identity that you want, but there is no friendship. Like, and if you think that you can actually create this story, create this identification in your head, and actually create this exciting and more stimulating story without some sort of kinship, I'm gonna use that term, kinship, in a relationship, it's gonna be boring. It's not going to go exciting as the way that you want to. And I think that you're actually hitting roadblocks right now where maybe it's more of a friend than a lover, or maybe it's a lover and there's not enough friendship, or you're about to find if you can do love and friendship together. And you pulled the enchantment card, which means once you find love and relationship and you find kinship and you find that, you can finally get the story and there will be an enchantment that feels like the magic starts to happen. You don't even have to know somebody for a day and you can become best friends with them. Or even love. I believe in love at first sight. I believe that love can just happen in an instant, and friendship. I truly do. And there's something about that that could happen this week to single Tauruses and even partnered ones.
Have you ever had love at first sight?
Oh yeah, 100%. And that shit, everybody told me.
Did it work out?
It did not work out, but
Yeah, me neither.
it worked out for a long time, and we learned a lot of lessons, and it was great. It was a great time. It was a great run, and it changed my life. So
There you go.
I think everybody's too attached to like, love means forever, and this place, and this box, and that's how it's going to look forever, and I got the dream, and I just watched The Bachelor this weekend, and The Bachelorette, and then I watched my friend's wedding on Facebook, and I was just the bridesmaid here, and
I mean, ideally, love would be forever in a perfect
It
world.
is though forever. So it's like even if they're not in your life anymore, you can still love them forever in a way, like, and appreciate and love what was there, and then love. If the universe wants it to be forever, it will. If the universe doesn't want it to be forever, it won't. I think that's the hardest for people to like get. If like they really want to be spiritual and about this whole going with the flow thing, well, if a relationship doesn't fucking work out, and you keep trying, the universe is saying, sorry, I'm trying to kick this thing out. My mom loves to tell me, people come in our lives and out of our lives for a freaking reason. And the fire desire element. I knew it was boring. I knew there wasn't simulation. You need a party. If there's no party, energy, and connection, Taurus, leave. We need the raptor out. Where is he? Bring him out, Taurus. I always knew the dinosaurs would save the day. Their astro dice are, we got the 4th house with Neptune and Aries. Wow, that's a weird one. 4th house, Neptune. Okay. There's definitely some unsettled feelings that are hard to identify right now. And it's because of this more passionate, more desirable emotion that you are feeling that is lacking. And once you see it, grasp it. If it's not there, run. Simple.
Easy breezy.
Taurus is like it simple. I like it simple. Let's just keep it simple. We got Libras.
And we do have Libra question.
Of course we got a Libra question.
Of course.
What's going on with the chat?
So we've got 2 questions from Libras, so we're just going to kind of combine them.
Yeah, combine them, please.
We're going to combine them. All right, so...
Somebody wrote, right, my ex was a sexual dud.
You know, we actually have a follow-up question from a Scorpio that has to do with that. So, but this Libra, how do I not overthink my dating relationships? I'm just starting to date again after getting divorced. I want to stay casual, but as a Libra, I always want to be a couple. And then we also have, in this my time, Virgo season, for love to come in. Is this my time for love to come to me? It's been over 2 years, and I have finally let go. So
one is a new person that's dating that wanted to just go straight to relationship.
Yeah, she's overthinking it a little bit. Well, she wants to stay casual. She was married. She's starting to date again. Okay. She wants to keep it casual, but as a Libra, she just really wants to be in a relationship.
So she just wants, why doesn't she just define it as a casual relationship to the person? And if they want to do a casual relationship, then she just makes it a casual relationship.
That's a good point. They don't need to be mutually exclusive. Pretty simple.
And then if you start getting more emotions, then you just be honest. And you just be like, hey, like, this is what's going on. I'm feeling this way now. And then maybe it won't turn into a casual relationship. Maybe it'll turn into more. But that has to be an agreement between 2 people. And then if not, then go find another casual relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a great relationship that actually just started through like a casual thing where we both weren't looking for anything at all, and it blossomed into something
much deeper.
Pretty badass, actually. So it can start from just a casual place and then blossom from there.
Second question was,
I don't know,
is this confusing. Virgo energy going to be good for bringing in love? I think,
for Libras.
Well, you are in the deepest 12th house you've been in a long time, Libra. There's a lot of things that you got to clear out. A lot of past stuff, anything that you've suppressed, any subconscious stuff. So yeah, people can come in, but they're going to trigger you, or they're going to trigger the past, they're going to trigger the subconscious, they're going to trigger shit. But it is a spiritual house. So if they're coming from a very deep spiritual space and willing to work with you through that, then yes, but do you want to be a project or do you want to work on yourself this month? And by the end of it, when we have the sun in Libra, I think Libras are definitely in a weird space with Uranus retrograde in their 8th house for the first time in their lives, unless they were born in the 30s. And they were kids then, so they really have never felt this. To actually retrograde in Taurus and stay in Taurus and then come direct. So this is the first time that they're going through a lot of 8th house stuff. They're bringing out all the deeper experiences and all the deeper weird sexual stuff and all this stuff about where they put their desires or obsessions or, is this really the right place to value obsession? Like maybe you're too obsessed about values itself or the value of how this should be or the value of how that should be. When it's like, maybe it's just like, fuck it. Connect. Connect first. See if it's spiritually doing well and then see what happens.
Someone in the chat said, what is a casual relationship? I mean, to me, a casual relationship is something where it's not necessarily pressure. Like you enjoy being with that person. You enjoy going to dinner with them. You enjoy hanging out and just talking. And it can be casual because there's no necessary pressure as to what you have to define it as. So.
Yeah, and some casual relationships hook up and are just like, nice to see ya. I'll talk to you whenever. All right.
Yeah, just like appreciating the person that you're with the time that you're actually spending with them, and not. I guess it goes back to the question, not overthinking it. I mean, as hard as that is, because it's not that easy, but just going with the flow and enjoying yourself, enjoying that person that you're with.
And casual relationships are not for everybody. Like some people have very heavy emotions in their chart, or maybe like their human design, they might be all, emotional. Like an emotional projector is definitely not a casual relationship person, Or anybody who's emotional before their role, or in astrology, if they've got a lot of Cancer or a Cancer Venus, or they got a lot of 4th house like Venus stuff, or they've got a lot of, Moon in the 7th, Sun in the 7th, casual relationships don't do well. Libras, your cards. You pulled the new life. Something's showing up this week in your life, in your own life, that's causing you to be in a new space that's going to test your relationships so that they can deal with this new space. But also I think that this is a positive thing. I think that this is you also maybe in a relationship ready to start a new life with somebody. Also, it could be if you're single, you're ready to start a new life so you can bring new people in. So there's a lot of new energy coming in that's different. You're on a different course than you thought you were. And that's what's going to bring in relationships in a whole new way. Your challenge is the 10 of Pentacles reversed. That your new life can't start till you actually ground yourself in it. Also, this is the house of the home, the castle. So the challenge is if you're not rooted in this new life, or you're trying to start a new life, and you're not going to root yourself in this new place, or you don't have a place to do it, well, it's not a new life fully. It's kind of like running on a treadmill. Until that treadmill stops, and you say, I'm going to get off the treadmill, and I'm going to sit in this seat and start this new life, that'll be there. So there's some home issues here. There's some, where you live, where you're putting that energy, where that soil is sitting. Are you starting a new life and going to stop sitting in the same place if you do have a place? Or if you're not home, where's your home? There's a lot of questions to that of how can you start something new and great, even relationship-wise, or in your relationship, maybe the foundation is not there. That's what's causing you to start a new life, because you need to find some sort of foundation. And you got energy once you have that foundation and that new life started that will come back into your life, because I think that Libras are tired right now. They're lacking a lot of energy, especially with all this 12th house. And you should watch my Libra report on High Vibe, because I went pretty deep into Libras. It's not the easiest time with all this 12th house. And it gets more intense this week once Mercury enters and the moon, and it's going to be pretty intense. So energy is going to come by finding a foundation now, and even old foundations or old ways that you found your life to be aren't working. There's something about your old life and the way that your life now that's not working. You need to start a new way to work this life for relationships to be better and for your happiness and love to be better and have more energy, that you're tired trying to do the way that you're doing your life. You got to start something new, and that's affecting your relationship life intensely. And you got the Aries card. Boom. The ego is causing this. I want to have my foundation only look this way and be this way, but for some reason it's causing you to go through some sort of pain. Because one thing about the 10 of Pentacles reversed is the pain of everything not being together, the pain of feeling like not everything really is clicking into gear, that there is no safe space, that there is no connection, energy, and foundation. And so you really want to look at your location, where you're living, your roommates, like the actual physical location, maybe even the actual apartment or house. Like, is this really what I represent and my beauty and myself? There's a lot of questions to that. So this is changing up a lot of that foundational aspect in yourself. And I don't think that this is about external. I think that, especially with the Aries card, it's you. That's a lot to deal with. Your astro dice for this week is Libra, Jupiter, expanding Libra in the second. That there is much more beauty for you by actually creating and having a better life, by having something that is more quality. That this is a time for more balance. This is a time that it's good luck in relationships, but only when you actually show up and can physically have it. So there is no good luck if you're in no space to where you can have one, right? You're blocking it, or you're not in a physical location. We got that 10 of Pentacles reversed. Or you don't feel worthy of having one. This is going to tap into your deep self-worth stuff and your beauty, and whether or not you feel beautiful enough and believe you're beautiful enough for a relationship. And that's by looking at the true beauty physically of your own self. People were thinking it was going to go into spiritual beauty. No, physical. What's it like in the mirror right now, Libra? I know that might sound crazy, but this is where you have to believe that you are beautiful, however that you are, because it resonates off of you, and not be doing things that are creating what you think are your beauty. It'd be like me if I think I'm a hot guy because I'm a fucking pro jet ski racer. Sorry, that's not what I look at when I look at the mirror. I look at fucking this beard, and I look at these eyes, and I look at this hair.
And the trophies.
The trophies I don't even look at.
Just keep all the trophies right
I
up
look
in
at,
here too.
is my skin tan? It's a very Taurus moon thing. Like, do I? Yeah, I'm tan. Is my shirt pressed and good? Is it just wrinkly? Did I wear it yesterday? No, this thing came out of the wash this morning. So, I'm wishing all you Libras the best.
Know that self-beauty, Libras.
Own it. Like,
Don't get
nobody
lost.
wants anybody who doesn't own their beauty. Like, I know that might sound so fucking bad. And the spiritual community will fucking constantly be in this whole crazy thing, when the truth is that
Knowing your beauty is a big part of knowing your self-worth, though, because it's your body, it's your vessel in this life. Yeah, next life it's going to be different, but that's what you're working with right now. So appreciate it.
I mean, unless you come back as like a frog.
I don't believe in that. I believe in the evolution of the soul. I feel like you can start out as a frog and work your way up.
Yeah. We've got 3 left. We are almost there. We got Sagittarius.
We have a Sag question.
What is the Sag question?
Popping off with questions tonight.
I know. I promoted it. Somebody had asked if I had found my twin flame. No.
Okay. This individual, do you think that we can be whole beings and be single? They really miss body rubs and intimate connection. Sometimes I wonder if we're healthier when we have a human touch, etc. But do you think that we can be whole and be single?
100% you can be whole and be single. If I want a back rub, I go get a massage. If, like, this might be some really harsh Scorpio truth, but like, as somebody who's been single more in my life than in a relationship, like, and feeling whole and being able to manifest life and happiness and be okay if I don't have somebody next to me in bed or that goes with me or do anything, or can go eat by myself and live in the middle of a city by myself and whatever, right? Like that, you could be whole. But if you need connection, like one, there are casual relationships that are possible. We offered that option earlier. Two, if you want to get a massage and a body rub, go to a massage parlor and get a massage. And for male or females, there are things called strip clubs. If you really want somebody to talk to you and act like they like you, there are men ones for the women. They're kind of crazy. Like, you know, they're a little weird. I had to go there and take one of my exes there, and that's a story in itself. It was a weird time. Couldn't wait to get out of there. And why do you think guys go to strip clubs? Like, it's not like going there. Guys don't go to strip clubs just because they don't want to be with their girlfriend or their wife or something like that. Like, it's just about talking to somebody who maybe, like, let's say if their relationship, like, or it's mainly single we're talking about, because, you know, most single guys go to strip clubs, or rarely unhappily married men. But when you're single and you go to a strip club, it's just about to be able to talk to some girls. Because when you go to a bar, girls will be like, oh, don't talk to me, I'm with my girlfriends. Oh my God, like, oh my God, I don't know you. I have trust issues. Who are you? When you go to a strip club, there is no trust issue with this situation. It's just like, hello, how are you? Let me give you a massage. Let me talk to you. You're a cute guy. What do you do for a living? You can be whole and single. Go online. Some people are afraid to do the strip club thing. There's webcam shows. There are chat rooms that just people chat. If you're not into the whole sexual thing, but that question seems very sexual, like body rubs and all that shit. Like, that's also leading to something else. That's some truth. So there are websites where you can just talk to people and be pen pals.
But on a deeper level, you know, it's knowing yourself. It's knowing your self-worth. It goes back to that. So if you can't
be deep within yourself and just be stoked with yourself, like right now, I am going to get in my car when this is done after I film a video. And you know what? I'm going to make myself whole tonight. I've been driving an SUV for 5 days. I'm going to get in my fucking Corvette and I'm going to fucking have a fucking time. You know what? I'll take the top off tonight for somebody just to go have a fucking wholesome, single, fun, good time in my life tonight.
And if you're not happy by yourself, there's nothing that anybody can do that's going to actually make you happy. So it starts with yourself first and always.
I got to read these comments.
Yeah, they weren't feeling the strip club situation or the cams, but they're trying to say it's low vibration, but the body is a beautiful thing.
Well, they were asking how they could have connection and still stay single. It's like, they want to talk to someone, like, what's the big deal? I don't know. I am somebody who is open to all things in the world and looking into offering options. Doesn't mean that I'm doing that all the time or I'm even doing some things that I offer. I'm just throwing shit out there. There's a solution to everything in the world. That's one thing that you learn about finding your own independent self, is that you realize there's something missing in your life that you don't feel, that you're not having. It's out there. It's out there and it's just waiting for you. You can create and manifest it that way. You know? Who are we on? Sages? All right. Let's see what the Sages are up to right now. They've been the most interesting readings I've ever done in my life for love in these last 2 months. Knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power, Craig. I like that. But the knowledge card also comes up about you need to do some homework here on your love life right now and really make sure that you understand what's going on. Knowledge brings understanding. Have you reviewed everything that is going on right now in your relationship? Or if you're single, is it that you are acting too knowledgeable, or that you know everything, or maybe that there's more knowledge to do? Maybe it's about being a little bit more expansive. Maybe it's about being more understanding, instead of the all-knowledgeable one. But also the opposite coin might be, do you think that you know everything about this relationship? Or have you fully come to your conclusion yet? Your challenge card is the Queen of Cups reversed. There is definitely something missing emotionally deeply right now in Sag's life, single and partnered. And a lot of this is because you need a lot of information to review of what is causing that energy. And this is your own teaching to yourself of what's causing the emotional disharmony. If you're in a relationship with a person who really isn't fully emotionally invested in you, or you're not even into them, that's like knowledge that you need to understand. If you're single and you're feeling like you're not getting the emotion that you want, and you're not feeling mothered and catered emotionally, and you're feeling a lack thereof, well, maybe it's the way that you act towards people that has caused everybody to leave or to not be around. You did pull the magic card. So once you find that answer out, magic is waiting for you this week, Sag. So I see some really good energy for Sag is coming. This is just finally getting to the bottom of some of the issues that have been going on. So I really think that this has been a lot of work for Sages, and finally we're going to see some good energy come here, which I'm actually really happy for Sages about. And you got your Jupiter return of benefits. You get all the benefits in the world when you stop living in your life that is not emotionally, truly what you want. And if you're feeling a disconnection there, guess what? You'll have benefits by changing whatever you're doing in your life, or looking at the truth of what's causing the emotional disconnection and getting rid of it. And then you get all the benefits in the world and the magic in the world. It's all waiting for you right now. And you pulled Mercury in the 6th house in Sag. You need to look at your life and look at all the details and look at how you are expressing yourself, especially communication-wise, on whether or not you are acting like you know everything, especially a 6th house Saturn. I mean, a 6th house Sag. Oh my gosh, with Mercury, that is somebody that thinks they know every little thing in the whole universe, and they know how it is. And it almost could be acting like, oh my gosh, nobody can fit into this thing. You already know everything. You already have everything figured out. And you don't really, or maybe you're not wanting to understand other people either, or understand other situations. You already have it all figured out. You already guessed how they are. This is about you having to look at your own reality in your own life and look at how the whole situation, is it coming together or not, or expanding your thoughts, expanding your reality, expanding your experience by actually trying a new life and actually a new environment that you've never been in before. Try that. I have to pee really bad again. So, and I know we have 2 left. Oh, yeah, we have 2 left. So, you're going to take it away for a second there. Craigie boy.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, yeah, and I have a mic on, and I'm going to mute myself.
So we meet again. No with anything. I wanted to go back over that question, kind of like looking for love. I would say that most people want to have love in their life. I would say that most people have felt some sort of love in their life and may have lost it, or they may still have it. But when you're actively searching for it, that might not be the healthiest situation, because if you're looking for something that's not right in front of you, and you're trying to attain it and you're just grasping anything that you possibly can, it's very easy to sidestep or to miss a little keynote as to what actually is going on in your life. It goes back to your self-love and actually finding that truth within you. And when I said before, if you're not happy by yourself, there's nothing that anybody can do that's actually going to make you happy. In my life, at least, that's 100% true. I had to get to a place where I was able to receive love. I was at a point in my life, my mother passed away. It'll be 6 years in October. And I was down for many years. I was lost, and I wanted someone to come in and love me, but I didn't have that self-love. I didn't have that respect for myself, and I couldn't take it, But once I did find that truth, the doors started opening up and love did come into my life. Now, it didn't last forever, but it did get me past that point where I was able to love again and like appreciate people, appreciate the people in my life. So really just kind of like focus on yourself and everything should fall into place. Or it won't, you know, but hopefully it will. Right, Mr. Palmer?
I will not agree to something that I do not know what was
He
said
agrees.
about.
He agrees wholeheartedly. But no, I was saying it goes back to loving yourself, you know, and trying to bring too much love in when you're not actually ready for it. And you can actually just kind of miss, you know, cues or people that have been there for a while that maybe you just overlooked them. So.
Yeah, this has been going back to this whole knowing how to love yourself wholeheartedly. Why do you guys think, like, if I like Sprite, I like fucking Sprite. I'm going to drink Sprite. It makes me happy. Like, one of the oldest women in America eats Taco Bell every day, and she's like 118. And she had her 118th birthday party at Taco Bell.
I saw that. The new thing's the Chick-fil-A Popeyes chicken sandwich competition that's going on.
Well, also KFC came out with meatless chicken.
I had some soy curry last night. It was quite delicious. Soy chicken, pumpkin curry.
I'm happy about where Sages are going. That was finally the first good Sag reading in 2 months.
Did we finish it? Did we do the dice and everything?
Yeah,
Did I
we did
just-
the dice.
That must have happened.
So it's between Leo and I think, what's the other sign here?
Scorpio.
Oh, which one? It's Leo or Scorpio?
Well, you know, being as how I am a Scorpio with a Leo moon and a Leo rising, I'm happy with either one. I'd say we saved the best two for last.
So this is the battle between the Leo and you, the Scorpio. Who's going?
Leo's going first.
Damn.
Save truly the best for last.
I'm going to laugh if my cards are so great and yours are horrible. I'm just going to laugh.
Are we
But
rolling with Leo
You get a
first?
little bit of a pass because you're both.
Are we rolling with Leo first or what?
We're rolling. Yeah, you're the one who just chose fucking Leos.
All right.
Is there a Leo question or no?
I don't know. Let me see. There's no...
I have a Leo question.
Ooh.
Why do people that I've never met in my life, ever, personally, write to me the craziest fucking emails, videos, Instagram messages, telling me that I am their twin flame, that we are married, that they love me, that they, like, that I'm in their life, like all this shit when I've never met them in my whole entire fucking life.
It's because
Somebody please answer me this one.
It's because they meet you every single day.
No, they do not.
They meet you.
I'm on camera.
They meet you every day. You're talking to them through... you're talking to them through the screen. Right
It's
there.
different to say, hey, I think you're cute. I think you're hot. What's up? But this whole, oh my God, I'm married to you. We're in love. How come you're not writing back to me? I've missed your phone calls. I don't even know who they are. Or that one girl last year. Oh my God. Who was drawing things of our wedding certificate, was sending me bills from Germany that she expected me to pay. It was hilarious.
She was struggling a little bit, to say the least.
I want to
She's
know,
lost.
because somebody asked me about all this twin flame shit in here. And that's why do you guys think I am so weird about the twin flame thing? People will literally create these, I'm not saying it's not real, but I'm saying that there's literally, like, I don't know how many, and then we had a guy or girl, who knows who it is, who emailed Craig on a Friday night to get an email to me. It comes to me today at 4 p.m. and already this person has wrote 6 emails being like, you guys are fucking people, piece of shit for not writing me back and all this shit.
And it was super cryptic.
It was cryptic.
It made 0 sense whatsoever.
And it was like, do you think that we are just sitting at the office on Saturday at 2 a.m. to respond to your fucking message?
They actually just wrote me back. Apologize. I'm curious though if anybody knows what.
Somebody said be nice.
Does
Like,
anybody
they
know
would
what
be nice?
S plus M plus M plus M ... 5 means, or P and U 7, or N plus J equals 9? Does anybody know what that means? Because we were trying to figure that out, and that was in that email.
A lot of people said mental illness. I thought it was mental illness as well, unfortunately. Especially when you start sending bills. Like, you need to pay my bills. Like, pay my bills. Like, where have you been? Writing fucking, what was it? Wedding certificates. And then going to McDonald's in Germany and sending me videos of eating a cheeseburger, like, with no mouth open and everything, and being like, I love you. Like, what the fuck?
She had pretty lips.
You're going to own that
What?
one for real?
Yeah, she did. She always wore really nice lipstick.
Now you're the one being mean.
I'm being honest. I'm being true. I'm speaking from my true, authentic self.
Somebody says, if the guy that claims to be my twin flame is my twin flame, I do not want it. That's how I feel. If somebody tells me that I'm their twin flame, you're already written off the list, because my twin would never tell me that.
Low vibes.
I have a code to my twin flame that is a secret code. And that secret code I know will happen when it happens. And it's definitely not pay my telephone bills. It actually was way more. It was like 2,300 fucking euros. I was like, what? And then she was doing some crazy shit and threatening my ex-wife and like putting crazy. It was gnarly. Never knew this person. Never talked to them. Ever.
Sometimes you just got to get weird.
All right, let's see what Leos are gonna do this week.
Pull me some nice cards, please.
Affluence. It's time for Leos to have some good affluence in their life. Maybe some good arm candy, man or girl, right? Woo! This is better status in relationships for Leos this week. Definitely finding more of what is the energy that you associate with more, right? Affluence is what makes you feel good, makes you feel like you're affluent. But I feel that this energy is more of the connection of relationships that you've been looking for. It might feel like it hasn't really felt that way, or maybe in your relationship it hasn't got that affluence that it once had. Maybe it comes back if you're in a partnership. But there's definitely something about Leos. We do not want to walk the red carpet with you if you're not red carpet worthy. So that means self-worth-wise, looks-wise. It's very vain, I know. It's a Leo thing. But it is like, you can't walk the red carpet, you ain't going to get the full Monty. You know what I mean? The full emotional Monty. So this could be somebody showing up that's fully got all the affluence. Maybe somebody of a higher position that you are attracted to, Leo. Or your partner stepping up in affluence that you're looking for, that you need, or you stepping up into the affluence that is needed in a relationship as well. The challenge is the world card reversed. So, good thing. See, you picked the wrong fucking cards, dog.
Just wait and see. I ain't
Oh,
stressing.
what are you talking about? This is great.
I
The
ain't
world card
stressing.
never could go bad, except, I mean, even in a challenge in reverse, it's like, one, these are all old situations, and this is a completion card, but the challenge is like, in order to attain this affluence, you just have to like just not go back to any old worlds of love that just are not working, especially ones that were really embedded in your world that didn't have the full affluence. But this is a completion round. This is like, goodbye, that's out. What's new in, letting what's new in, what's new the new world gonna look like, and not trying to hold back this new world of affluence and the right energy by either A, being connected to something of that old world, B, the world card reverse also can deal with kind of this idea of what the world looks like that actually is not, and especially with the affluence before it, actually what is affluent for you. So it's like, Stop thinking about this world that is not of relationships or love, that is not really the love that you want. Like, get out of that idea of that world. Try to stop connecting to people in that world too. The world card definitely deals with lots of people. And this card is kind of creepy. It's a bunch of little people behind. Like, they're all staring at her butt too. Kind of weird. Fertility. This is definitely creating a whole new world. And this fertility card is something that actually can grow, that actually can manifest, that actually can go somewhere. So Leos this week are definitely the affluence and fertility. It's building something finally for Leos that feel that it's on the level that they want. The challenge is in between is, fully like letting go of your old self. So I think that this is a lot of Leos like letting go of the non-affluent parts of their own life and themselves too this week for love. Like, you know your greatness right now and you know what you're ready to build in love. And so anything that's just not in that energy, it's just like chucking it out. It's over and letting that old cycle complete and honoring it and allowing that new world in. And the Aquarius card right there, bam. The world card, Aquarius, this is the relationship house for Leos, but the Aquarius is totally coming into the world that you've always wanted with the world card reverse. How funny. This is totally for Leos coming into a whole different space. And the only way for this to be is a whole new space. Like it's a whole new world, it's a whole new, and you gotta feel in the partner or in the person, or if the person's dating, you gotta test like, does this person have some sort of affluence? Does this person have some sort of, ability that's gonna grow somewhere good? And is this the world that you connect with? Like, are you even interested in that world? And is that a world that's moving forward? Could be even an Aquarius. That card came up in the world card, but also these are the houses that rule the relationships for Leos. So there's definitely a lot of exciting energy for Leos coming. They get the party card because they get a red carpet.
See, good thing I got a couple signs in Leo. So
see, I knew you were going to say that. I even called it out. I'm
like I told you, I get the best of both worlds, baby.
That'd be like me being like, I got Mars and Saturn and Scorpio, so it looks good for my Mars and it looks good for my Saturn.
Well, what'd you say? Because I have my ascending is Leo, so my ruling planet is the sun. So,
right, which is in Scorpio. Oh, shit. Let's see what these dice. We got Virgo 5th house with the North Node. Wow. So it's pretty simple, folks, or Leos. This is focus on love that makes sense for the reality that you live in, at wherever place that you're at in your reality. So anything loving that's not gonna fit in your reality, just don't. Like the opposite of this is Pisces 11th house. Still searching out there in the world in weird worlds that are not in the reality in which you're at. It's almost like putting out a telescope and looking outside Earth and being like, is there somebody on that planet? Is there somebody behind that galaxy for me? It's like, no. It's in your reality that makes sense for the reality that you're at, and go target that. Love yourself. And this is the house of self-worth for Leo's Virgo. So energy that has value and is not got self-worth issues in their physical appearance. And you can't have that about yourself either, too. Boom, baby! Boom!
Boom.
You just screwed yourself. Woo!
I respectfully disagree.
Woo! So the last one are Scorpios.
Ain't no part of that Scorpio party, baby. Say it once, I will say it again. So
that was the best Leo reading in a long time.
You needed that.
I fucking needed that shit.
You needed that.
I needed that shit.
You got to show yourself a little self-love every once in a while.
Woo!
So we got a couple questions for Scorpio.
All right.
One
all
is
right,
actually
all
a
right.
follow-up question that we had in the past. But this first question is, what's going on with the relationships right now with Scorpio? I feel like more than ever I need to be a close bond with someone, but I won't settle.
Say that again as I was reading. Leo, don't lick strip clubs because we will want them
Yeah,
girls.
Don't do that. Don't be licking at the strip clubs.
So say it again.
What's going on right now with relationships and Scorpios? I feel like I need more than ever to have a close bond with someone, yet I will not settle. I feel like I've gone to a point where I've had enough self-love to give. But people seem to be pushing me away or projecting their issues. I mean, I would have to say, Scorpio. I don't know. Is there something that's bringing up the past? I feel like Scorpios have done a lot of internal work over these last few months. So maybe the universe is just waiting. Yeah, or years. It's been a wild couple of years, I'd say. Look at you just lounging, just fucking.
I was looking for this camera
just
right here.
chilling.
I was looking for this camera.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
I'll give
there
it
we
to
go.
you. I'll give it to you.
All right, yeah. All right, Scorpios. Uranus is in Taurus. So you want to connect. This is your 7th house, Taurus. Scorpios are committed so deeply in relationships because they know the ultimate value of that relationship better than any other sign. The problem with Scorpios is if they don't feel the full value, that's when they cheat and do secretive shit. That's why some people are like, I don't know if I can trust a Scorpio. That just means they didn't find you that valuable. Sorry, darling. Not talking to the person.
Or they just reside on the dark side of the moon. We've had that conversation before. I feel like there's two sides of Scorpios, the light side and the dark side.
There's definitely the light side and the dark side. But with Uranus here now, it's changing what those values are. So maybe what you valued before and what you wanted in a partner, you get it. And then you're like, well, why am I kind of not connecting fully to it? Because the universe, Uranus is trying to move you to a new place. 2, this new moon, this Mars-Venus conjunction, all this Virgo is in your 11th house. So it's like, do these lovers, are they in the world that you even want to be in? Like, do they have the right kind of circle of friends you want to be in? Or it's like, with me, kind of like, if I'm with somebody, it's like, if their circle of friends, like, I can get along with anybody, but like, if it's like, especially Virgo 11th house, like Scorpios are picky, like, about people, right? Like, even friends are like, I don't like this person.
Yeah, I'd say the best way to tell if a Scorpio thinks you're like, if they like you, or if they find you worthy enough, I don't know if that's a good word for it. But if they actually give you their time, because we don't like to waste our fucking time.
Yeah, exactly. Literally. So if you're not feeling it fully, that means that you don't like their crew and you don't find them the values that you were getting with them. They're not showing up fully with that. So pretty simple right there. Like, it'll teach you to go keep looking for more, energy that's expansive. So this Pluto-Saturn thing in the 3rd house is like stimulation, but with the South Node there, it's stimulation that ends. It's like a line of cocaine. Like, it lasts for 5 minutes and then it's gone, unless it's from fucking the cartel, and then it lasts for 15.
Yeah, there's way better shit out there than that.
This was my 2000s, not even 2010s, my 2000s. But this is about stimulation is not happening because that it's not long lasting, or it's not expanding and opening more doors for you in a higher echelon of life. And with Jupiter in your 2nd house, do not waste your time with something that's going to create you more abundance and the beauty that you feel you deserve. Beauty is very important for Scorpios because Venus is their ruler of their 7th house, Taurus, the beauty. So a Scorpio with something that is not on their level of beauty, you're not, with Uranus there, you're going to be like, ah! Like, there's no more settling anymore for Scorpios. They never really have settled, but they actually kind of did. And now Uranus is teaching them no more settling. You're a fucking Scorpio. Remember that. Remember that you want beauty and value, so you will connect 100%. If you're not willing to connect 100%, or you feel like they're not connecting to you, it's just saying that like they're not worthy of your greatness. And they also probably have really boring friends that are not stimulating enough and opening enough doors to where you want to go have a fun time.
So we had a follow-up question. I don't know if you remember a few weeks back, someone wrote in about having a partner. They've been in this relationship for 5 years, for about 3.5 years.
Marriage. Mm-hmm.
No, this was the one. My partner has been showing up in the sexual department for 3.5 of the 5-year relationship. What makes a man not feel like he could desire a woman? That question. We got a follow-up. Still no sex with this Aquarius man. I have been asked and I've been promised with no follow-through. And I'm feeling it's near the end and have prepared what I need to say. But it seems his head is still up in the clouds. Any support or advice dealing with the end of this situation? So finally, she's actually going to be sticking it in an ending to it. So I guess that's good. She's figuring out her self-worth. But how should she go about ending this?
Like this. Hi, I'm over you. I mean, what else do you want me to say? Like, you said it. You obviously tried to flaunt it as we told you to. And if there's no bite on the worm, well, I hope you don't have a worm. Then it's over.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm like sitting here like,
I agree. As a Scorpio, and she's a Scorpio as well, I mean, I couldn't, that's rough. That's rough to not feel that touch and have that compassion for quite a while, but it's definitely time to just make the moves on out of there.
Adrian Lawrence says, could be gay. That's what we said.
Yeah.
Or that he's a porn addict doing too much porn in the bathroom.
Yeah, or he's cheating.
Or he's got another relationship.
Yeah. Regardless, you're wasting your time at this point if you're not happy in it and you need that physical touch, which we all do. So
if a woman is flaunting it and it is your relationship in front of you and you're a man and you're not going after that, there's a problem, women. One, ask him if he has something embarrassing that he doesn't want to talk about, because maybe he's like, I don't know, maybe he's got like a stomach ache that he doesn't want to talk. I don't know, but first find out.
Maybe he's not confident in the bed. You know?
Well, no, I'm saying if they've been in a relationship for that long,
yeah,
like,
there should be a lot.
I mean, she's probably heard every fart and every fucking and every in the morning. Like, so they're pretty close. I mean, he's had his nose everywhere. So,
it doesn't sound like he has.
well, if he hasn't, then yeah, maybe you're his beard.
Is what?
Beard. Even though usually it's like
a beard? Did you say, or a beer?
Beard.
Oh.
Like
he's
afraid to come out of the
on his
closet.
face?
So like he's just with a woman to project that he's not gay. So a woman that's not getting it from a gay guy is a beard.
Maybe she should offer a threesome and see what happens. See if he starts.
Roger Stone
Getting with that
did
guy.
that fucking on the internet. That if you watch the Roger Stone documentary, he tried that shit, and I guess he did get him and his wife had a great time. I guess I don't know about Roger Stone with fucking his chick. It'd be a weird fucking. I think this dude's gotta go. Am I right? I mean, it's like if you're flaunting it.
I think we all are in agreement that this guy needs to go.
Like everybody. I think the whole chat room, if you're in your beautiful panties and you're walking down the bedroom and you're trying to flaunt it like a little like cat with your little tail out and fucking, it ain't fucking going at it. Like
He's an Aquarius man, so is there something going on with Aquarius men for the last 3.5 years?
I would walk up to him and be like, it was great being with you. I'm out. And then go out to a nightclub, a bar, a popular place, and start flaunting it.
Get some strange.
And get a little French kiss action going from some hot dude.
A little strange up in your
Doesn't
life.
matter what age you are. If you're cougar age, go. Fucking there's dudes that will do that. Down here in Newport Beach, when we were in our 20s, we knew the club to go to. 333. Boom. The divorced 40 and 50-year-olds that were ready to go and have a great time. I just gave away the secret to Orange County in your 20s as a male. All right. There's some great.
On that note,
There were some great millionaires. They'd take you to their house. It was amazing, man. 21 years old. You're
they're
like,
quite aggressive.
what? They're very aggressive.
Quite aggressive.
Actually, Craig and I, when we were in Temecula 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, woo, there were some that were really fucking aggressive. I had to literally be like, no, sorry.
I did get a free drink out of it though, so.
Craig got a free drink, and then he threw the other one at me while I'm trying to drink a Sprite and just chill. And I'm like,
Who doesn't love a free drink? I'll have a conversation for a free drink any day.
I know, but I buy Sprites. So like, usually the bartender's giving me Sprites for free. I understand though. I used to drink alcohol, so I get it. All right, let's get to the Scorpio reading. Giving away all the secrets to the universe right now in dating in 21st century. That's the thing. I'm going to say this. It's 2019, the end of the Saturn-Pluto cycle since Libra of 82. This is a whole new relationship game, folks. And if you're not used to it yet, welcome to what the future is going to be like. And I think people with a lot of Capricorn, which is so ironic that a lot of kids in the 90s are born with, these millennials are born with all this Capricorn, they don't know how to go into this new relationship world. It's like, I don't know. I'm Pluto Libran, so. All right, we changed the relationship dynamic. That's what our generation did. All the bands that were all the grunge bands, all the alternative bands that were all in the 90s when they were young, Pluto Librans from the 1973 to 1984. Anybody born in that time? Changed relationships forever by us not being afraid to try different things in relationships and put out different things and try and just sorry that we did that. That was our job.
For the best draw
look
of
at
the
you.
whole night.
You
Who
got
is ready for the
soulmate.
best
Soulmate.
draw of
Soulmate for
night?
the Scorpios.
I told you.
Hey, I could have used this too as a Leo. I guess my Mars, my sexual planet's I got soulmate energy with me. I'll use this Scorpio thing. Soulmate energy coming in this week.
Yeah,
Wow.
no givebacks.
But soulmates can also be ones that aren't romantic. I'm just kidding. We're focusing on romance. So
It's true.
there's definitely a soulmate connection feeling this week. I think we could just leave it at that. I mean, but the challenge is the Magician card. The magic, the real connection to this soulmate, is it there or is it not there? There's a lot of questions about that. The Magician knows how to make anything happen. So the challenge is like, I don't know how to make this soulmate connection fully happen, is the question. Whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship, this is going to be, where's the magic missing? If you're a Scorpio, this is also going to be where, are you not connecting to your divine powers of manifesting? Because a magician connects to the higher realms. You're the conduit and the alchemy of the earth and using the earth. So it's about learning to manifest a soulmate, if you haven't found one yet this week, that there's powers there that maybe you're not tapping into. But even deeper than that, if you have found your soulmate, why
are you not making the magic happen? It's like waiting for the magic to happen. Own the magic.
Just waiting in our scorpionic lair.
Own it. And the third card is ritual. It's important for a soulmate aspect to be real and actually in your day-to-day life. There's something about this magic that's not sparking the ritual, so you have to actually make the soulmate real and bring it into your real life. It cannot be something that is not ritualistic or not physical and not in your day-to-day and not in your life every day. And that's where I think this disconnection, if we look at the magic, is not connecting the ritualistic element of a soulmate that comes together by not being willing to or haven't figured out how to actually manifest this thing to happen now. Why can't it happen now?
It's a good question. You're going to tell me the answer right now.
I am going to. Jupiter, you have to believe and you have to own it, and you might have to use all the abundance that you have to create it to happen. Not all of it, but like that you have the abundance to make it happen. This is good luck. This is amazing. But it's like also owning the value, since Jupiter's in the second house for Scorpio. So it's like own it, know it, but also create it. Like it's like use the magic fully. Like if you know you have a soulmate connection and you want to make it in your life and have that ritualistic aspect and connect and have this in your day-to-day, fucking put it out there. Or go there. Or put yourself there. Show up at their door. Well, I guess in today's world you can't do that. My first date I had to knock on the door. Hi, is Paige home? And then I got rejected. But, oh, I dealt with rejections all before I even got my first date. Kind of sucked. But this is about showing up fully and owning the power of the soulmate aspect. So this is going to look at, where are you actually putting your energy? Are you wasting your magic on other things other than the soulmate? Are you valuing the soulmate but not valuing it enough to where you're putting more energy in other things than the soulmate itself? You got Uranus in the 4th house in Leo.
Perfect. Just what I wanted.
Well, Uranus in the 4th is definitely a wild change in emotions, and with Leo it's towards more passionate love and feeling the love, but you must go there. You must change the foundation of what you feel makes you happy and try something new. So it's almost like if this soulmate is really love, then there is going to be you leaving something that you love more right now. Not maybe a person or maybe just situations or things. It's where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your love, and where it's connecting to emotionally. So if you're connecting your emotions to a hobby of yours more than the soulmate, well, guess what? The hobby's your soulmate now.
So pretty much know where we want to put that energy towards.
Know where, yeah, and actually do it now. Instead of, well, I'm already putting it over here, so I got to wait. This magician card, and there's a ritual trying to happen, but it's like, I'll wait for the ritual to happen, but you might miss the opportunity.
Oh, I'm quite happy with that. I'm pleased. I thought it was quite lovely spread.
Yeah, we'll put one more card for the collective overall and for all these people that stayed and watched us tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for sticking it with us.
All right. Thanks for sticking with us.
I wouldn't say Scorpios are most definitely sneaky.
Somebody just say that?
Someone did say that. I'm going to have to respectfully disagree.
I will say that there are some, not all.
Well, I don't know if it's like sneaky or, again, it's like I feel like we have to fully trust you to be able to like communicate really what's going on inside here and what's going on inside our heart. So if you feel like a Scorpio is being sneaky to you, maybe they just don't trust you enough to share all that information. Sorry.
Or they're scared to share it.
Definitely.
I just will
Definitely.
say, I won't say the timelines or anything because I don't want to give this person up, but I was in New York once, and this is definitely not when we went. It was in 2014, so when I was on tour. And I got there, and there was this chick I was talking to for a long time, and I was waiting to meet up with her. And I had gotten into town at like 2 a.m., and she's like, don't worry, it'll be like 20 minutes. Turn to 3 a.m., turn to 4 a.m., turn to 5 a.m., and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go to bed. And right when I started to fall asleep, at 5:05 a.m., bang, there she hit me up. This is my address, take an Uber right here, right now. I'm like, okay. And I already had sent her a couple texts, like, are we gonna do this? I'm gonna go to sleep, like, blah, blah, blah. And, I don't wanna send too many because I don't wanna be like that, like, needy motherfucker, So I showed up at her house. We ended up hooking up. It was a really good hookup.
Did you guys kiss?
Yeah, we kissed.
Oh, you guys kissed?
Yes.
That's nice. That's good.
But she had a boyfriend, I found out.
Uh-oh.
From Connecticut. And who knows what she was doing? She really wouldn't reveal what she was doing in those hours or why. I think maybe he was there, but then he left. I don't really know. But she would never reveal it to me. Although we had a great time, I slept there and woke up, went on the rooftop on the Upper West Side and smoked a cigarette and enjoyed the look at Central Park and told her it was a really nice time and I'll talk to you later, and went back on tour. And Ganesha says, cultivation. We're cultivating the ultimate kind of relationships this week. I feel like Ganesha's just not coming through with
It was a little weak.
safe home.
Oh, that's cute.
What feels safe? What feels like home inside of you when you connect to love this week?
A home is where you make it.
Cultivate that safe home.
What is that?
The death card.
Oh, sweet.
It's the challenge.
Hanging off on a bang.
It's the challenge. It's the fear of cultivating a safe home. The transmutation that'll happen from that. Hold on, we're having a little fun. The death card again. Look at this shit, dude. Like, death. Wow. There's a double death going on this week.
I like the red one.
Yeah, I like both death cards. We are completely eradicating what is not working. I knew that from the first collective reading, but let's see what the spiritual advice is. It's the solar eclipse revolution. This is going to be one of the most revolutionary weeks in relationships, out of nowhere, and who knows what direction it's going to go. And there's a double death happening, and the ultimate safe home is what we're cultivating in our life. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for watching highvibe.tv. Truly appreciate you. Thank you, Craig, for another awesome time and always doing such a great job with the
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me as well. We're doing spiritual dance music Wednesday, right?
Yes, we're doing spiritual
Because I'm
dance music.
gone. Red Rocks, baby. If you haven't been there, you should go.
Yeah, for all those single ladies in Denver, Craig will be out there. Or if you're not single, you want to meet Craig.
Or if your name's Grant and you go by the name of Grizz.
Wow, so you want to meet
we can
the
kick it
dudes.
also.
It's cool.
It's cool. I'm down with that.
He'll be out there. I'm going to be in wander mode, so I'm just going to be in wherever the universe takes me. But we are Wednesday spiritual dance music because Craig will be gone, so won't be able to run the show. So we'll be doing it on Wednesday. We'll be doing it during a dark moon in Leo. It'll be interesting. But we'll be sending the intention and doing it all and having a good time. And then, of course, tomorrow's Deep Astrology and then After Dark. You're not going to miss those. We love having you on Monday and Tuesday nights live, and looks like we'll have you on Wednesday afternoon as well. So thanks so much. Make sure you check out highvibe.tv. Check out my Venus video, Passion. of Venus. It's definitely a major video that we did, over an hour and 22 minutes long. It's only $10, and it goes into all this energy up until that September 18th through 23rd, when things get intense, and this full moon that is coming here in Pisces with Neptune, Jupiter squares, with all the planets starting to come up here in Virgo. Major stuff going on with relationships, as you can see from the readings this week, right here. Make sure you check it out, or just subscribe to get access to the daily video horoscopes, sun sign horoscopes, and more. We got Tim Losey, an amazing health astrologer, on there. He does amazing horoscopes and sun sign horoscopes. And I just talked to Tim last night. We're going to be doing some special videos together. And we've got so many people on there. We got Rachel, we got Tamara, we got the Peace Dealer, we got Jax and his daily tarot. There's so much on there that you get with the subscription that's literally for the price of a smoothie, so a month. So thank you so much for your support. That's what keeps this show live, for real. And that's just some real talk. Love y'all. See you guys in the next show.